Okay, I think we're going to kick off, so if I could just ask everybody to sit down, please. Okay, so it looks like the last few people are walking in. Okay, so welcome to ENOG 14 here in Minsk. It's a pleasure to be back. I was here in April. The RIPE NCC had a government roundtable and we had a fantastic conversation with governments from both Belarus and in the region. Fantastic city, so thank you for welcoming us here. My name is Serge Radovcic. I'm the Chief Communications Officer of the RIPE NCC. The RIPE NCC, of course, is one of the hosts for this ENOG meeting. But I'd also like to thank the local host, hosted by, who I'll introduce in a few minutes, and we can also thank them for being the local host, helping us out with the logistics here. And of course, I'd like to thank our main sponsor, ISOC. As you've noticed, ISOC's actually been sponsoring us for quite a while, so thank you for the team there at the Internet Society. They've been very helpful. And between these three organisations that I've just mentioned, we seem to have covered the cost for this meeting. As you noticed, they're free. There is no registration charge, so we do rely on both the hosts and the sponsors to help us out with this, as well as the contribution from the RIPE NCC. So as I mentioned, we are one of the hosts. The RIPE NCC has a very large service region of over 76 countries that we need to get around to. And meetings like this offer us the opportunity to bring both our members and the wider community together. So we definitely like to support these sort of regional meetings and also the national level meetings throughout our service region. What are these ENOGs about? I know when I looked at the registration, I saw that there was about 350 registrations. About half of those have already checked in. I'm sure a few more will be coming in later today and tomorrow. But what was great to see is that we had 147 from Belarus that had registered, which is great to know that when we come out to different parts of the region that the locals do come out in force. So it's fantastic to see that turnout. The RIPE NCC has 25 members in Belarus, so I'm assuming that with that 147 we've more than covered our membership of 25. So I'd like to get around and meet most of you over the next couple of days. So I'm assuming quite a number of you, this is your first ENOG meeting. When I looked at the registration of the past ENOGs, I only saw a few people from Belarus that had been to either St. Petersburg or to some of the other meetings that we've done in the last couple of years. So let me tell you a little bit about what these meetings are about. It's about sharing best current practices. It's about learning from people here up on stage or getting involved in discussions. And it's also about networking during the coffee breaks and at dinners. Even though many of you are from locals, I'm sure you probably haven't got together in a room like this and all had the opportunity to meet each other. So do take advantage of that. Strengthen your business ties with people from this country and beyond, and we'll also do the same in getting around. The RIPE NCC, as I said, we do find these meetings quite important. We've come with quite a strong number of staff. If I could ask our RIPE NCC to stand up for a minute, please. This is a portion of it. Looks like we've got a few extra staff people. Maybe they want jobs at the NCC. So do have a look at these faces. They can help you out with some questions. We've pretty much got staff from every department of the RIPE NCC here. We've also got a desk just out the front. So if you've got some issues with your membership or you'd like to become a member or any general questions, Ronan and Natasha, who are standing up over here on the right, they can either give you the answer or send you to the person that could answer that question if they can't. Okay, thank you for standing up, RIPE NCC staff. We've got a couple of other special guests from the RIPE NCC, 2 executive board members. Nigel, can I ask you to please stand up? The chairman of the executive board, Nigel Titley, and Dmitry Burkov, I'm assuming is somewhere in the room. If not, he's probably outside somewhere. So at least 2 board members. And one more special guest, I'm hoping he's in the room, yes he is, Hans-Peter Holland, the chair of RIPE, over here. So again, if you've got any questions regarding RIPE, the community or the policy development process, I'm sure Hans-Peter Holland would be more than willing to answer those questions for you. So I think that's it as far as the introductions of the NCC and who we are and what we're doing. As I mentioned earlier, when we get around to these different areas, we do rely on a host for logistics, for information, but also for getting the locals to come to this meeting. And we've had a fantastic host this time around. I already mentioned their name, hosted by, but I've asked Sergey Povalishev, sorry, just to say a few words, Sergey. So if I could ask him to come up to the stage. He's the Director of Reliable Software Limited, and he's just going to say a few words to welcome you all to Minsk. So if I could just give you a hand for Sergey.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Hopefully the lunch you like it. I will not joke about the Belarusian seafood. This is a well-known joke. I believe the seafood was very delicious. I'm glad to welcome you at the Belarusian Week of Internet. My name is Sergey Povalishev. I'm the Director General of Надежные программы, and I'm one of the few persons that did not stand up, but actually I believe that we have half of this audience here. It is not a secret that IT sector develops much faster than any other industry and sector, and it's clear why. The children start writing encryption after the kindergarten, but the success of any businessman is also dependent on this. We are very proud that 2 large international forums are held in Belarus. It will be started with ENOG conference and a number of topics which will be discussed here. I believe you are aware of this. At least you have looked through the agenda when you register for ENOG conference. This is the first time it is held in Minsk, but hopefully it will not be the last time. And even though there was Kazakhstan and Georgia, but the committee selected Belarus. And the representatives from Kazakhstan and Georgia are not available here in this hall at ENOG 14. It was my answer, by the way. I would like to say a few words about the Minsk Week of Internet. It combines 2 events, the ENOG and the East European INEST Forum, supported by ICANN. And taking this opportunity, I do invite you to participate not only in this ENOG, but in forum, which will take place in this hall on Thursday and Friday. Please come. I believe you will learn a lot of new things. The scope of matters to discuss will be wider, and without blockchain and the Internet of Things, these are those topics to be discussed. It will be quite significant and quite large scale. So please stay till Friday, and I believe that you will enjoy this stay in Minsk, and these events will be an additional impetus to the development of these sectors in our country. This is the national idea of the whole understanding of IT. We are far behind Estonia, but we have some exclusive clocks developed by Luch, and the presentation of this clock, of this watch, will be on Wednesday, and on Wednesday this watch will be put into the retail stores of Luch across the country. And those of you that are interested in the nice mechanical watches, you can address any Luch retail store and buy this souvenir as a gift, as a present, or as a memory of your coming to Minsk. I wish everyone very hard-working practices, and we are very thankful to RIPE NCC for the trust they put on us. I'm sure we will match the trust they have in us.
Okay, thank you for our host once again for helping us out here. Okay, we're just about to get going. I do want to introduce one more person. Of course, the logistics and getting everything together is one part of it, and the socializing, which costs money. But some of you are also here for the content of the program, some of those best current practices, and possibly the discussions we're going to get into. So ENOG has a program committee of their volunteers who get together between the meetings. They're talking to you, they collect a lot of information, and they produce what we hope is a fantastic program for you all. So I'd like to introduce Sergey Myasoedov. He's the chair of the ENOG program committee. Sergey?
Thank you, Serge. Thank you.
I'm the third Sergey to be on this stage. Good afternoon, program committee in my person. Welcome all the participants of the conference. Welcome, And the program committee is a group of volunteers that sets the agenda of the program. We have 20 persons in our committee, and we started the developing of this agenda since June. Here you have the full list of the members of this committee. My dear colleagues, can you please stand up to show up? A bit less than RIPE NCC membership present here. Thank you for your work. And the lightning talks that we will have tomorrow, we are still accepting the applications. It shall not be more than 10 minutes together with questions and answers. So therefore, if you have what to share with, what to showcase to your colleagues, or just share your inputs, your observations, please send the application for this report. And tonight we will define which presentations will be included into our tomorrow's agenda. And those of you that send the application will get a reply to your emails. We have prepared a discussion panel for the technical discussion of the encryption. The technical experts will try to detail this internet blocking and encryption in easy language. You will have a chance to ask your questions. The discussion panel will take place tomorrow at 12. And the Internet of Things is a hot topic in many regions, and therefore we would like to draw the attention of the industry to the Internet of Things rather than Internet of People. Please participate in this semi-formal session, Birth of the Father. And by the way, that is the term where there are informal communities of people that are interested in some general topics, in some general ideas. This session will take place at 6:30 tonight. We started the preparatory work for the next ENOG meeting to take place in June in Moscow, and quite probably at the underground station, in Kievskaya underground station. This is quite symbolic, and after New Year we will request for the applications for Moscow. Therefore, please follow our announcements and come to Moscow. And now I would like to use this opportunity and from this stage ask all the participants of the conference to wear your badges to make sure that we can easily read your names. The reason is simple, because ENOG includes tutorials, different discussions, conversations, but first of all, this is a meeting of people that this or that way relate to internet, and quite often we do not teach each other. But this is the way to strengthen our personal links, and that is one of the reasons we got together here. So therefore, put these badges this way, participate in the work of the program committee. We would like to see proactive people among our members. And the admission to the committee will be launched in December through the dissemination email sending out. The program committee, it is very important for us to know what you think about our topics, and always rate the presentations, the topics. Complete, fill in the questionnaire, which you will get after the end of the conference, and through that you will help the committee to understand which presentations are most interesting. Please subscribe to the email list. The address is on the screen. We have quite active, proactive channels of communication. That is all I wanted to share with you. Thank you for your being here.